Back here again, and we are joined by Kelvin Head men's basketball coach Bill Sall here at the Egypt Valley Country Club. And Coach, I think this is probably your fourth Kelvin Athletics golf outing as head coach. What are these days like? You get to meet up with a lot of former teammates, former Kelvin men's basketball players, and just people that are very interested in supporting Kelvin Athletics, and in your case, men's basketball as well. It's usually a pretty busy day, but a fun day.
Oh, it's a great day. Neat to be out here. I've never been to Egypt Valley, and this is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Way too good for my golf game, so it's good that I'm just shaking hands and talking to a few people. But yeah, what a unique opportunity to see a lot of past alums, past players, fans, and it's just a day of joy, right? It's a day of celebration to come out here and actually be able to enjoy what's going to be a beautiful day, play a little golf, but more importantly, continue those bonds of friendship that we all have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, your men's basketball team this year, a tremendous year, 22-5. You win the league regular season title outright at 13-1. And, just a lot of excitement. The fans were back in the stands here kind of post-COVID, so that was good. And a very youthful squad, since you've had a few months to just kind of sit back and reflect a little bit about this past year and maybe looking ahead, what pops into your mind?
A couple of big things, I think. Man, it was great to get fans back. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're right. The COVID situation we had a couple years ago, and then kind of getting fans back interested in Calvin basketball. But wow, not only for the Hope Calvin game, of course, but we had a number of just really good crowds.
Yep.
So it was awesome to see them back, awesome to see the students back. So, that's something we hope continues, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully that excitement builds. When you look over at the year, better than expected as far as the youth that we had on the floor. I think those guys did a great job. Of course, Jalen Overway had a number of awards, MVP and an All-American. But a number of the other guys, Owen Fernando had a really good year, Luca Ressler, Trevin Winkle. So great to see them really come into their own. But man, we had just some great performances from some of the juniors and seniors as well. But just a really team that really fit, and I think that was the biggest thing for us this year, is that the locker room was so tight. Everybody came to work every day in practice. They were able to kind of keep the ego at the door and really just come and play with confidence. So next year will be different, right? I mean, we have the target on our backs a little more. I'm projecting that we'll probably be picked to win the conference. And I like that, right?
Yeah.
That's where you want to be if you're a Calvin basketball coach. But yeah, we will have some things to do. I'm happy to see how hard our guys are working over the course of the summer. And looking forward to soon being back here and getting it going.
Yeah, people like to ask, who do you think your starting five is going to be for next year? And that is a real loaded question. I would say, just from talking to you, that it is going to be a highly competitive situation for playing time next year, which is a good problem to have, right?
It's a great problem to have. And I kind of go back to, I joke with Derek DeVries, who was with us and now as a player and an All-American my first year here and now as an assistant. And it was significant where there was about 5 or 6 guys that we knew were going to play a lot, and were really going to count on them. And right now, not only starting, but the playing group, I mean, to get into the top 10, you're going to have to do something, which I think is great, right? That competition is what you want every day in practice. But it's going to be really a battle to see which guys really improve over the course of the summer and go into next year.
Well, and I don't know if you can really drop names, because it's all about deposits and all that kind of thing. But your recruiting class, I think you're fairly excited about some of the guys that are coming in, right?
I really am. I think, you're right. It's always kind of that fine line of, being able to describe each guy that's coming in because of those scenarios. But I think we really have a couple of pieces, I think, that can help us.
Yeah.
Right away. And then, we have some pieces, I think, that can really develop over the course of the time. And this will be a little more interesting year for some of our guys because, we'll only lose Eli Sensening and Lawrence from last year's team to graduation. So, there's going to be, some guys that other places might be able to get a lot of playing time in varsity that will be doing more of a JV role, and then looking to develop from there. But it makes for competitive practice, and we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, looking forward to the rest of this day, and looking forward to your season coming up.
Absolutely.
I think you posted the other day. Can't wait till October.
Yeah.
So it's going to be awesome, and we're looking forward to it.
Hey, thanks.
All right.